Academy today we're looking at ICT, Information and Communication Technology, paper 4, paper 1-1, May, June 2018, paper 1-2, May, June 2018. Without much ado, let's begin quickly. Now, the first question here is that a computer contains internal hardware. A computer contains internal hardware. Now, write down the most appropriate items of internal hardware to match the descriptions. Okay, we write the appropriate hardware that will match any of these descriptions they want to itemize. Okay, the first one is this handles all the system instruction. Which internal hardware handles all system instructions? We say a CPU, right? A CPU or a processor. So we say CPU 1A. Question 1. Question 1A. Okay, so we say question 1A. CPU. The central processing unit of the computer is an internal hardware, okay? Or you say a processor. You can say a processor. If you don't want to say CPU, say processor. It's an internal hardware of a computer. Okay, network cards, they are internal hardwares. Not external. External like keyboard and others, they are external hardware. A mouse, screen, these are external hardware. But internal hardwares include the CPU, the processor, especially the one that processes or that handles all system instructions. Okay, the one that handles all system instruction is a CPU. The central processing unit handles all system instruction. Okay, we go to the next one. 1B, a printed circuit board that contains the main component of the computer. A printed circuit board, a board. This is an electrical term. This is a motherboard. When they measure board, you should quickly realize this is a motherboard. A printed circuit board. A motherboard, that's where you have the resistors, the capacitor, everything printed in it. Okay, it's started in it. A printed circuit board that contains the main components of the computer. Almost all the main components, like the network card, the visual display card, the sound card, all of them, they are all inserted in the motherboard. That's why when your motherboard has a problem, your computer will not function anymore. You have to either buy a new motherboard or the motherboard has to be fixed, has to be repaired. So here we simply say a motherboard. 1B, we say motherboard. Motherboard. So the name mother, you should know why they call it mother, because it virtually takes care of the computer. That's where everything is inserted. Every serious thing in the computer is inserted. So this is a motherboard. Now let's go to the next question as fast as we can. Now, the one that this generates output to the speaker. What generates an output to the speaker? What generates an output to the speaker? You know, just now I measured some different cards. I measured network card, visual card, this and so a sound card is the one that processes the voice or the audio and generate an output to the speaker. So we say a sound card. A sound card. So C is sound card. C is a sound card. They are inserted in the motherboard. They are inserted in the motherboard. So we say sound card. Okay, D, quickly. Question D. It says this generates output to the, okay, let's see. D is a type of memory where data is lost when the computer is switched off. That's random access memory. RAM, random access memory. So this is a random random access memory, or you can simply say RAM. Simply say RAM. Random access memory. Okay? So RAM. RAM. So this is the type of memory that carries out this kind of functionality. And let's quickly, I think we're done with question 1 if I'm not mistaken. A type of memory that where the data is lost when the computer is switched off is RAM. Okay, now we're in question 2. So question 2, we're going to tick this one. It says tick whether the following statements are examples of 3D printers, a dot matrix printer, or a laser printer. Okay, whether each of these is the first one is a printer that uses tuner. A printer that uses tuner is what? A printer that is a 3D printer. So if we want to do this in our board, except let me see the paper. If we cannot write on this. Except we want to make this. We say a printer that uses tuner, is a laser printer, which is this. We tick this place. And then the second one, a printer that uses continuous stationary. A printer that uses continuous stationary. Is it a 3D printer? No. Is a dot matrix printer. A printer that uses continuous stationary is a dot matrix printer. So this one, we take this one. Is that okay? A printer that uses continuous stationary is a dot matrix printer. A printer that uses tuner is a laser printer. What about a printer that can be used to make physical model? This is a 3D, right? A printer that can be used to make a physical model is a 3D. Like you can make model with it, models. Okay, it's a 3D printer. Those ones that you use to print things as if they're real, they're real. It's 3D printers. Okay, to make a physical model is a 3D printer. A printer with tuner is a laser printer. A printer that used continuous stationary, you just put in the paper, remove it, put it and remove it. This is a dot matrix printer. Okay, then a printer that prints layers by layers. Layer by layers is also a 3D printer. That print layers by layers is a 3D printer. So the last two are 3D printers. And the first one is a laser, the second one is a dot matrix printer, and the last two, they are 3D printers. So we get 4 marks for doing this. Remember, first question, we get 4 marks. Question number 3. Think the most appropriate type of network for each description. The most appropriate type of network. Okay? A cabled network in a building. A cabled network in a building. Is it a WAN? Is it a WILA? WILA is wireless local area network. WAN is a wide area network. LAN is a local area network. So a cable network is a building, obviously is a LAN. A cable network in a building is a LAN. A LAN. Here, this one. Okay? Then the network that can use satellite. Obviously WAN, right? The network that can use satellite. That's you're going out of the local area. You're using satellite to send whatever to other places. So it's a WAN, wide area network. A network that can use satellite is a WAN. A network that connects country is also a WAN. A network that connects, so this second and the third one, they are WAN. wide area network. A network that connects countries is a WAN. A network that uses satellite is also a WAN. Okay, then a network that uses wireless technology is a WLAN. A network that uses wireless technology is a WLAN. So you get 4 marks for this. Now let's move on quickly. So we already know a cable network is a local area network. Cable network in a building is a local area network. So in that case, we can tip here. It's a WAN, wide area network. Okay? A network that connects country is a wide area network. Okay? So this is what we have. We've answered this, we've answered this. This one, remember we say a printer that uses tuner is what? A laser printer. We say a printer that uses continuous stationary is a dot matrix printer. A printer that can be used to make physical model is a 3D printer. Then we say a printer that prints layer by layer is also a 3D printer. And then we came to a network. A cable network in a building we say is a LAN, local area network, LAN. We say a network that can use satellite is a WAN, wide area network. We say a network that connects country is also a WAN, wide area network. We say a network that uses wireless technology is a WLAN, wireless local area network. So this is for this question. So we've answered 3 questions and we've got it 12 marks. Okay? We've got it 12 marks. The first question we wrote on the board. We didn't write on the paper. We wrote on the board. Now let's quickly see what we have. Question number 4. Question number 4 is also, I think, 4 marks. Question 4 is also 4 marks. Now let's see what question 4 has for us. It's a complete, the security of software and data is very important. The security of software and data is very, very important. Complete the following sentences using the most appropriate words from the list. Complete the following sentence using all these words. They've given us a lot of words: anti-spyware, chip reader, Cody, a dongle, encryption, iris scan, password, a PIN, a quantum cryptography, and a token. So they've given us this word. We will select from this list of words to fill up this space based on the question, the statement. Okay, now the first one for an electronic device that plugs into a computer and contains the key for a piece of software is called what? An electronic device a device is not an encryption. Encryption is a coded way of making a message unintelligible for those the message is not intended to. So anyone who doesn't have the key will not be able to read the message. You make the message unintelligible. So we say a device. This one is a device now, like a device. You know what we mean by a device? An electronic device that plugs into a computer and contains a key for a piece of software. Okay, would that be encryption if they didn't say electronic device? Okay, because an encrypted message has a key, but it's not an encryption. Okay, because they say it's a device. So a device that has a key is called a dongle. A device that has a key is called a dongle. So I'll just write the dongle. Dongle. A dongle. Okay, you can go and check the meaning of a dongle. Okay, it's an electronic device that is plugged into a computer. You plug into a computer and it has a key, okay, for a piece of software. Now, this scrabbling of data is known as what? The scrabbling of data is what? Encryption. The scrabbling of data is known as encryption. The scrabbling of data is known as encryption. 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 Okay, is known as encryption. The scrabbling of data is known as encryption. The scrabbling of data is known as encryption. Okay, then the last one, a security process that uses photos in this case means light. Okay, a security process that uses photos to enable secure communication is called what? A security process that uses photos. Quantum. Anything photos is quantum. Okay, let's look for the one that has quantum. Anything photos. Photo means light. Quantum physics. Have you heard of quantum physics? The physics that deals with the rays of light and the particles and rays of light. It's called quantum. So a security process that uses photos to enable secure communication is called quantum cryptography. It's called quantum cryptography. Quantum cryptography. Okay, it's called quantum cryptography. So a security that uses photo. This photo quickly alerted us that is a quantum physics, quantum cryptography. Okay, then the last, or not the least, for this question is a numeric code that is entered to enable payment to be made for a meal in a restaurant with a debit card is called a PIN, right? A PIN. A numeric code. You enter numbers. Okay, a numeric code that is entered to enable payment to be made for a meal in a restaurant is known as for a meal in a restaurant with a debit card is known as a PIN. I think, yeah, it's a PIN, right? A PIN. Because you have to enter your PIN. like password or passcode identification number. That's the meaning of a PIN. So that's, you enter a PIN in order to be able to, in a restaurant, when you give them your debit card, they ask you to enter your PIN number. Okay, apart from swiping or scanning through, but most people like to always enter their PIN number. You enter your PIN number, they put the card, they ask you to put the PIN number on the POS, point of sales. When you bring your debit card, you put in the point of sales machine, and then they ask you to enter your PIN. You put your PIN, and then they deduct the money from your account. It goes straight to the restaurant's account. Now let's go to question 5. Okay, let's go to question 5. It says circle two items which are used as external storage media. External storage media. Right? Circle 2 items which are used as external. A CD-ROM is an external storage, is used for external storage, and a hard disk. You can have external hard disk. RAM is internal storage. Mouse is not a storage media, so we circle CD-ROM and hard disk. You can have external hard disk. Monitor is not a storage media, it's an output device. ROM is internal storage, RAM is internal storage, mouse is an input device. A mouse is an input device. So the only internal storage media we have here is a CD-ROM and hard disk. Okay, so we move on to question. We get 2 marks from this. We move to question number 6. Okay, excuse me. We say you are a student creating a website. You are a student creating a website for your IGCSE ICT revision work. You have produced some HTML, but have not yet added the logo or merged the cells. You are aiming to produce the following page. See the logo, theory, ICT theory, like IGCSE ICT. You want to format this, you want to make this. Okay, this one we do in paper 3. So they are bringing paper 3 now into, your work. What you're supposed to do in paper 3, ICT paper 3 practical, they're bringing this, what we're supposed to do ICT practical paper 3, the design of a website, it's called web authoring, paper 3. So they're bringing it now to what we're supposed to do in paper 1. So what it means is that you're supposed to learn the practical aspect so that you relate it to the theoretical aspect. But let's take a look at this. Is it, you have the logo, you have the design, the output, how it's going to look like when you finish it. Theory, 2 hours, theory exam, blah, 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 practical 1, 2.5 hour, practical 2, 2.5 hour, and so on and so forth. Now, part of the markup you have produced is, you have table, tiara, and these are some of the things you have produced. Okay, so let's see question 6a, what they want us to do. This is the code you've written. Okay, this is the code that is written in your HTML. This is the code that was written, table, because we want to make a table, right? You put table, short form of feet, tr, okay, and then td, h1, IGCSE, ICT, because you are doing the first row, okay, IGCSE, ICT, and then one H1 and TD. Okay, so you are defining this first one. This is the code for this first one, and then we define the next one, TD, H3, ICT theory, H3, TD. Okay, so this is the code that is given to us. Now let's see what they want us to do. Write the HTML that will display the image called logo.jp as shown in figure 1. If the browser cannot find the image, then the text Tawara school logo will be displayed. Okay, so we should write the code that will display the logo, right? So we will write the code TD row span. For this one. Okay, so we will write. Now let's write the code that will display the logo. Okay, here we want about to write the code, okay? TD row span equal to space. Okay, we write the code, okay? Just a moment. Image screen equal to logo.jp JPG. That's the file style. Alternate equal to the Tawara school logo. Tawara school logo. Tawara school. Logo. TD table. TD. Okay, so this is the code. I think we will the one that will display. I think it contains how many marks? 3 marks? How many marks? 5 marks. Okay. So if you're able to write the TD row span equal to 3, you get maybe 1 mark. You write image, we wrote image, right? There was image, you get 1 mark. You write screen equal to logo, you get another 1 mark. Write alternate Tawara school, you get 1 mark. There's Tawara school. And then you write the hashtag close TD, you get another 1 mark. So you get 5 marks for this code. Okay, so for this code we've just written, we get 5 marks to be able to write this code so that the logo can be displayed in HTML programming code, okay, language. Okay, we go to the big question. It said the third line of HTML is currently shown in figure 2. The third line of the HTML is currently shown in figure 2. The third line, right? Okay. And let's move on. Okay, the third line of HTML currently shown in figure 2 does not produce the title as shown in figure 1. It does not produce the title. Write the HTML that would produce the title as shown. Okay, to produce the title, we write TD. Let's write the HTML code. To produce the title, TD space cool span equal to 3, close, open H1, close, IGCSE ICT, then open slash H1, close, open slash TD, close. So this is the code. Let's compare this code with the code they gave us in line 3. Go to line 3. Let's go to line 3. Yes, line 3. You see this code is not complete in line 3. The code here, this code is not complete. Although it started well, TD, he just wrote the IGCSE ICT and the H1 and then no. Cool span, TD, cool span, there you say equal to 3 because you are in the third line, equal to 3 H1, then you write, before you write IGCSE ICT, then H1 close. So there were little things that were missing in the code that made this code not work in displaying the title. So the full code is the one we've described here in order to get the title for HTML. Okay? Now let's have question 7. Okay, so question 5 and question 6 was typically for programming, HTML programming. So we hope you got the scope. Okay, we will find time to organize HTML programming for students who are interested to learn programming. Okay, then let's take a look at question 7. A farmer has purchased a computerized feeding system for her goats. A goat has an RFID tag attached to its ear, which is recognized by the computer. Now the system uses a passive RFID tag. Describe how the RFID tag can be activated. Okay, this one is done if you go to where they buy ram or goats for festival or for Eid. You see every of the animal has a tag in their ear, and this tag is an RFID tag and is attached to a computer. It's computerized. Okay, so now it's asking us to describe how the RFID tag can be activated. So this simply narrows it down to ICT. First of all, RFID, radio frequency identification. RFID means radio frequency identification. Okay, so since it's a radio frequency, it uses a radio wave. It uses a radio waves. Okay, so the first thing we say RFID sends a radio wave or signal to the RFID antenna in the tag. So we say RFID sends a radio wave signal to the antenna. Sends a radio wave signal to the antenna. a radio wave signal to the antenna. That's the first thing. This is physics and at the same time ICT, digital communication. It sends this one to the antenna and then from the antenna to the tag. To the antenna. There's what we call antenna engineering. It's a course in electrical and electronics and communication engineering. So it sends, we say the RFID is designed, radio frequency identification or radio frequency identifier, which depends on the way you want to use it, sends a radio wave signal to the antenna and then from the antenna to the tag. Or you can say from to the antenna in the tag, because the tag has a small antenna that is designed and incorporated into it. Okay, to the antenna in the tag. To the antenna in the tag. Okay, so that's the first layer of what happens. The tag sends the radio waves or signal back to the reader. The tag, the first function is that the RFID sends a radio wave to the antenna tag or the antenna in the tag. That's the first one. The second one is that the tag will send this radio wave to the reader. The tag sends this radio wave signal to the reader. Sends this or the radio wave, you can use any of the term. Sends this radio wave or the radio wave to the reader. Every tag has a tag reader. So it sends it to the reader. To the reader. To the reader. That's the tag. We're talking about the tag reader. So the tag will read it and interpret and display the result on the screen, right? So the radio waves move from the tag antenna to the microchip. That's the IC. So a signal is generated and sent back to the RF system. Okay? So we say this tag reader reads it, sends it to the microchip or IC. So reader to IC. So I just summarize it by saying the reader reads it with the help of the IC inscribed with the IC and send it to the RF system with IC. That's IC means integrated circuit. Or microchip, you can use the word microchip, and send it and send the result to the RF system. Sorry, the result. result to RF system, the system that is embedded in the computer, to the RF system, the radio frequency system. So you write this, you're going to get your 3 marks. You're going to get your 3 marks, okay? That's for question 7A. Now let's go to question 7B. For question 7B, it said the system recognizes the goat and therefore gives the correct feed to the animal. The system recognizes the goat and therefore gives the correct feed to the animal. Describe how RFID technology will be used to give the correct feed to the animal. Also 3 marks. Okay, you know the goat passes the RFID reader, okay? The goat has an RFID reader that has been attached to it, right? So goat okay, let's use the text format. The goat passes through the RF RFID reader. Okay, that's the first step. The goat passes through the RFID reader. Then the RFID reader extracts all the data from the tag. We get the data, right? So we say this is the first point. Second point, the tag will extract the information. Okay, the tag extracts the information. We extract the information or data from the tag. From the tag. Extract the information from the tag. Then after that, the ID is compared with the data stored on the database. Comparison. So the next one, after you extract the information, there's comparison on the data with the database information. Then the last one is that the feed for the goat is then selected. The feed for the goat is then selected. Selected for usage, okay? So this is what happens. This is the system. 3 points is enough, but we'll give you about 4 points. Okay? Okay, so this is what you need to write in order to get your 3 points. Okay, so we move on to the next question. We finish question 7. Okay, this ICT there are 60 questions. We're going to do 8 questions for part 1 and 8 questions for part 2. Now question 8. Question 8, it's they're going to be asking us questions from Excel. They extracted spreadsheet question, and then they also put it in theory. So that's, you see, even the practical you're learning, they will still ask you in the theory, in the ICT theory. So this is a spreadsheet question, and they're asking you right now. Is it an auction company sells toys, and it uses a spreadsheet to show each person's item and amount of money the buyer and the seller owe to the company. An auction company sells toys. It uses a spreadsheet to show each person's item and the amount of money the buyer and the seller owes to the company. Now, part of the spreadsheet is shown below. So you can see the normal spreadsheet format. This is from A, sheet A, the column A, B, C, D, E, F, like that, as it were in a spreadsheet. Okay, a screenshot was taken and placed here. Now, here are the item code, item description, valuation, selling price, buyer's premium, seller's commission, product value, and commission. Okay, so now we see here items code 608 A and B, 608 up to 608H, and then we have the description: double decker bus toy, Blackpool balloon tram, Blackpool steam tram, and so on and so forth. You see the valuation, how much each one in euro, how much each one cost in euro. But this one cost a lot, 300, 250. These two extremely cost a lot. Okay, and then the selling price, they bought this one 250, they sell it 340, and then they bought this one 300, they sell it 750. Okay, so here is the product value. Here are the product value, and this is the commission. Probably they pay commission. Now the buyer's premium is 20% of the selling price. The buyer's premium is 20% of the selling price. So we have this selling price here. So we can calculate, if they want us to calculate, we can calculate 20% of the selling price in order to get the buyer's premium. So we can fill up this by calculating 20%. Okay, by writing the formula here. Okay, we say 20% of D6. 20% of D6. 20% means 0.2. So 0.2 times D6, we will be able to get the answer to this place. So we write that code in this spreadsheet. Okay, 0.2 times D6, we produce the answer here. Then we drag it down, it produces the answer for all the remaining ones as well. So it said write the formula to display the buyer's premium in cell E6 for E6. Here is E6, right? For cell E6, that's the formula we're going to write. D6 times 0.2 or 0.2 times D6. That's what the formula you write here. So we can the formula, can we change color to make ours different from their what they've done? Okay, so here we write D6 multiplied by 0.2. This is the formula we write here. 0.2. Okay, this is the formula we write here. So this is the formula. Okay, this formula that we write here, we can bring it here, right? That formula that we write there, let's also produce it in the answer space. Okay, so we say D6 times 0.2. Okay, so this is all the formula you write. Say write a formula to display the buyer's premium in cell E6. So this is the formula we write. So how does this one give 2 marks? Just writing this one. How? Okay, 1 mark for writing D6 and 1 mark for multiplying by 0.2. Okay, that's how you get your 2 marks. Now let's move to the B question. The B question says the selling price, the person selling the item pays a seller's commission on any item sold. He pays a seller's commission. Let's see. Here we have a commission, right? Sellers, okay, here's seller's commission. The person selling the item pays a seller's commission. Okay? And let's see what information it has. The person selling the item pays a seller's commission on any item sold. Now this is calculated using the seller price and finding a match or the next value below in the table. Insert I6 to J11. I6 to J11. So it's using the seller price. Seller's commission, and it's using the seller price. Now let's see, this is the selling price. It's using the selling price, right? Not the seller's price. It's using the selling price. Okay? Find a match from I6 from here, from this $10 to J11. Okay? Find a match. Okay, so here we say the VLOOKUP. We use the VLOOKUP. We type VLOOKUP. You know, we are working on the D6 now. The selling price. Okay, we're working the formula on this column. The selling, because it says using the selling price. Okay, we use the selling price to calculate, to verify these values. So we use what we call the VLOOKUP in spreadsheet. So let's write the code that will help us. The code. Let's write the code. So we say VLOOKUP. We type this VLOOKUP. Okay, VLOOKUP. Then we will now introduce the column we want to use, the selling price column, which is D6. But the D6 is to work on what? The $6, to the J column, right? J $11, because they say to the 11/2. Okay, this is what we need to write. This is what we need to write. The VLOOKUP is to help us. The VLOOKUP table, the VLOOKUP code that we've written is to help us look up this one and link it with what we're about to do here, what we're about to compare here. Is that okay? So that's the first one. Then I6, that's, you go to I, you should work for I and 6, starting from here, 6. Why we put the $ or euro sign, the money sign, is to help you calculate in terms of money. Okay, I6 starting from here. I6 does not mean $6. Okay, we're saying I, that's the column I, which is this column I, and row 6. But you should calculate it in terms of money. That's the meaning. Then to J, up to J, this column J, up to J $11, because they say we should do it to J11. J roll 11. Then we say comma 2, meaning 2 columns. He's working on these 2 columns. Okay, so if you're able to write this, you will get your 5 marks. Just writing this code alone. Yes, a spreadsheet, writing this code for spreadsheet will get 5 marks. 1 mark for your VLOOKUP, 1 mark. They will give you mark. You write D6, you get 1 mark. You're able to write this $6, 1 mark. J, this is a formula. You'll be getting 1 mark. There's these two alone. If you're able to put, knowing that you're working with two columns, you're able to put this, you get 1 mark. J $11, you get 1 mark. And you're able to put this bracket appropriately, you get 1 mark. So that's the 5 marks for you. Now we go to the C question. We go to the C question. Now for the C question, it says describe how you could replicate the formula in cell F6 for each item. In cell F6 for each item. He said describe. We're going to describe now describe how you could replicate the formula in cell F6 for each item. Now let's look at cell F6. Cell F6. Okay, cell F6 is here. The commission, seller's commission. Starting from the F6 starts from here. So for each item, you start from here, you do it down. So how do we replicate this formula? So this question says describe. It's not just say write the code. Describe. So let's write the text. How we describe. Now let's write the text. Because this one is not just the code, but it says describe, right? Describe. So we go to describe. We go to describe. We say click on the cell F/6. Click on the cell we went to just now. The cell, describe, we have to write. On the cell F, capital F. F/6/. Okay, F6. You can say F6. Okay, that's the first description. Then we move to the bottom right hand cells. Move to the bottom right hand side cell. Right hand side means arrow HS. Just write arrow HS. The bottom is BO. Bottom arrow HS, capital arrow HS cell. Now we're going to the bottom right hand cell. The next point, we say select the drag handle. Select the drag handle. Or what we call the black box / black box. And then double click on the drag handle. Double click and then double click on the drag handle. Then next point, drag handle / cross to F13. Drag handle / cross to F13. So we can write this description, and then we get our 2 marks. There are other shorter way. You can just say click on the cell F6, click fill, that go down, and so on and so forth. Different people have their own different way of doing this. Okay, so this is for the 2 marks. Now let's go to the D, AD. He said before the auction begins, a third copy brochure is produced showing information about the items. Before the auction begins, a hard copy brochure is produced showing the information about the item, data from the spreadsheet, and images of some of the items. Describe how this brochure is created. You just say create or choose a template from the brochure page. Create. To create a brochure, you write create slash choose a brochure from the brochure page. This one you use the Microsoft Publisher. You can use Microsoft Publisher brochure page. Then the next thing, we type the text about the auction. The next thing, type text about the auction. About the auction, the date, name of seller, commission, the auction slash date slash the name of the seller, name of seller slash commission slash commission CO commission. And then the next thing we do, we just highlight the data in the spreadsheet. Highlight the data in the spreadsheet. Highlight the data in the spreadsheet. And then the one more thing we can just say, open word processing. Open word processing. Open word processing. Or text editing software. You can use text editing software to do this. Or Microsoft Word processes. Then you can copy the text or the data image and paste in the brochure. Copy the text. Copy text, the text, okay, slash data, whatever you have, that's data, slash image, if you have image like logo, and then you paste it and paste. So this is another way. Okay, so that's it. You get your 5 marks if you can write this, all these points. You make each one a point, and then you can get your 5 marks. You don't have to waste all your time. Okay, so let's see. I think question 8 has finished. So with this, we've come to the end of our part 1 of this. We've come to the end of our part 1 of this work. Thank you very much.